I remember there was a day we were having a conversation with my sister and I told her that I want to sow seed for peace, for joy, for love. That was how ignorant I was. Wow. I can leave where I am and go and stay in another part of Port Harcourt and I know that my sibling is there, you know. Okay. There's comfort in knowing that family is around you. I think that is the best thing about Port Harcourt. You don't have to have this majestic goal to achieve, no. Just waking up in the morning is enough.
Yeah. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, thank you for having us today.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, you're actually the first person we are having on our YouTube channel, and it's wow for us.
It's exciting for me too. I feel like, I don't know if I'm the best face for camera.
Of course you are.
Thank
you.
Anyways.
Okay, briefly tell us about yourself.
Let's see. I just realized that I'm a bookworm now. So my guilty pleasure is reading romance novels. And for the longest time, I didn't even know I liked reading. No.
Wow, I've seen you read.
Yeah.
Not for your masters, but severally you've been reading.
Yeah. I think I started reading 2 years ago.
Okay.
Because I was trying to.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Yes.
You're very intelligent, but how come you started reading 2 years ago?
Yeah, like I started reading for fun.
Oh.
Like even reading for school is because I have to, it's a necessity.
Okay.
If I can just go through life without reading, I'm sure I will not read. But like.
You graduated from when?
University of Port Harcourt.
Okay.
I studied linguistics and communication studies, and now I have a master's in communication studies.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. I think the worst thing that happened to me was going to school in my 30s. Like,
are you serious?
It was hard.
Would you like to go back to school?
No!
Why?
I don't like school. I don't like school at all. But like,
serious?
you know, I was raised to appreciate education, so I don't joke with it.
Okay.
When I was in school, like, I know I won't have an extra year. I know I won't have carryover.
Oh,
I know I need to graduate. Yes, I need to graduate with a certain GPA. But I was never that person. Are you serious?
But I actually graduated when I wanted to graduate. Yeah.
I think that one was something like that instilled in us. Like, you have to be very serious with your education. Okay. Other than that, like, I don't want to do any extra thing for me.
How's life in Port?
It is stressful.
Very stressful.
Very stressful. Like, they would suck the living daylight out of you. Like, when we're supposed to do our defense, they said, okay, we need to pay a certain amount of money for external defense. You need to pay another money for internal defense. You need to pay another money for, like, they did a workshop that we didn't even attend. Okay. And they said, in order for us to do our external defense, we had to pay money for that workshop. Whoa. Like, we're paying for a workshop that happened in June, we're in July. That is uniform for you. They will stress the living daylight out of you. But like, all those things, they help build character.
Did you have any issues apart from education, do you have any issues with students?
No, I was always under the radar. Like,
I
didn't want to
see. You're playing the background stuff.
One is just go to school, get that certificate, and move out. Okay. When I was in school, like, I go to school Monday to Friday. Friday evening, I'm packing my things and I'm going to town, still my sister.
You did not feel like I'm not going to school today? I'm going to class?
Like, as I just go.
Your father brought you up well.
Yes. Monday to Friday, we do it and we're out. And we're coming back the next week, Monday. Then, like, all you have Uniport from, what you get from me is Monday to Friday. Okay. Don't dare put anything in the weekend because I will not come.
Are you serious? No party, no clubbing, no birthday.
No. And I barely had friends. When I started, I was there with my elder sister. Then she graduated and left. And eventually had a roommate. So that roommate came with her own friends. Oh. So if I come to class, I will sit down with them. At the end of classes, I'm going back to my room. We're not hanging out, you know. Okay. I was never a social butterfly at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how's life after school?
Like, it was a learning curve. Okay. I'm a very sheltered person. Growing up, like, I had everything I needed. The basic necessity of life, I had it. I had sisters that support me. Oh, okay. If I needed anything,
I wanted to ask you, your parents, are they very wealthy? Since
no, I'm from a very average home, but like I have a very close-knit family.
Okay.
My sisters, they will rally around.
That's all that matters.
Yes. So I didn't lack anything growing up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was very sheltered. After school, and I entered the world. The very first shock I had was when I went for NYS. Now I assume that like if you're doing
school.
No, I stayed at home for I think 6 months before I went for NYS.
Okay.
When I got there now, normal you have to teach. So I was actually in the vice principal's office. That was my office. And when I come to work on time, I will arrange students to clean her. River State. I served at Oramini Girls.
Okay.
I would arrange students to clean her office. No, I'm
okay.
from State. Yes.
Okay.
I'll arrange students to clean her office and all that. Like when it's time for my lecture, I would take my time, go and teach my students. And I was very diligent in my labor, and I expected some form of validation. But that's the thing, like, in as much as we're trying to be woke and try not to depend so much on external validation. The way we're created, there is some part of you that still needs someone to tell you, you've done a good job.
Yeah.
Or see that you're doing your best and trying to make things easier for you.
Yeah.
So I was working in that office with that lady and showing I'm coming to work every day. If you're serving, you're like very nonchalant about many things, but I was very diligent. Like I'll come to work on time, I will leave at the end of the day. Whenever it's time for her to sign for us, there's always an issue. And I'm like, why is this lady being mean? I could not understand that when you leave your comfort zone and go into the world, you meet so many characters.
Did you board?
Yes, I went to boarding house.
But people that board, they're actually flexible. They expect anything because they're actually mixed up with different characters.
Yeah, but like you form your circle. Like I had my crowd, my village, where all of the same way, so it was like
but this is life, it's life, so you shouldn't expect good from who you give.
I didn't know that now.
You didn't know?
No, I was not like it was a culture shock for me. It was like, why are people like this? I could not understand it, but I thought that was the end of it.
I remember 2016 when you met me, we were like, we were crying. I was like, why is this girl crying? See, my friend, I am actually giving her this thing and she's not. I was like, oh sorry, it's part of life. I was trying to, but I understand that's you because you've been loved from.
Yeah, I had a lot of support growing up to realize that you meet people that you show random acts of kindness to, and then they don't reciprocate back. It's hard for me. I had to learn to remove certain expectations from people, but it took a lot of time for me to get there. So from that NYC experience, it only got worse from there. Like after that whole, she never stood up.
Life hit you.
He hit me hard. It was hard, and I still had this. Maybe it would get better, maybe. But the thing is, I wasn't learning what I was supposed to learn.
Okay.
After that, I got another job teaching, and that one was even the worst. It got to a point where the admin for some reason, I felt that I had to please these people. I'm doing my best for you, not for me.
Yeah.
And that was just the wrong thing. There's this girl, Tatiana, I've forgotten her surname. There's a song she sang, something about yesterday. I think that's the type of song, Yesterday. And she was like, love all your flaws, love all your ways, love the days when you don't even feel good enough. Okay. You need to love yourself.
Okay.
Better than the person next to you. You can't expect that person to love you more than you love yourself.
Yeah.
I was at that point where I wanted everybody outside to love me more than I love myself. Yes. So I was moving from one.
So you're actually putting the next person first before yourself.
Yes.
So if that person where you can put that love?
You don't see me. I love myself. But that's the thing. I didn't know how to compartmentalize all those things. So I had a lot of learning curve to do. Wow. Life was just happening to me.
Okay.
So when I got the second job teaching, it was the same thing. I used to go home and cry to my sister. I don't understand why these people are mean to me. I don't like this environment.
Not knowing it's life.
I didn't even know. Because I had such great support. When I was in secondary school, my crew, they were amazing. When I got to university, my roommate was amazing. And I had all the support from my sister. So the minute I left that comfort zone and I got into the real world where you are meeting people because when I was in school, I could pick out the friends I wanted. When I was in secondary school, I could pick. But this one, I was in a situation whereby I had no control over the people there because this is my place of work. And for the very first time, I was working in a very different environment from what I was used to. So when I got there and the admin was like, like I'm telling you, I was so eager to please, and that's a problem. I was so eager to please her, and at every point she'd be like, "You're not good enough." It got to a point where I think that my waking moment was when I brought my exam questions to her. She was like, she was going through them. She said she has a book, and as she's going through my questions, she feels as if I got all these questions from that book and that book is missing. And I'm like,
oh, you stole the book.
I'm telling you. And I was like, her dad was there that day. Like, I was so taken aback because I took so much time to set my exam questions. I was proud of myself for how far I had come. And I'm here in front of this girl and she's telling me, I feel like you took all these questions from that book and that book is missing. And like, I was so shocked. Her dad was like, don't tell her that. He was not talking to me. He was like, I know she needs help with her own, help her out and all that. Like, I think her dad saw how broken I was at that point. And he was like, he just needed to make me see it from a different point of view. And it was at that point I'm like, no, you need to reevaluate things.
Exactly.
Like, at what point will you take yourself seriously? At what point will you love yourself more? You know. After that job, I got that job in Risa. So 2017, when I came broken. Yes, when I started working in Risa,
we're always.
I was a shadow of myself when I came to Risa. I was still trying to figure out what I wanted in life, how. Like, I remember having a conversation with one of our colleagues, Alice, and I told her, I can't find inner peace. I used to sit down there and just bawl my eyes out. I was at a very low point in my life at 2016. And then I had a friend that I met here in Risa, and you would think that when you see someone that broken, you want to show them some kind of kindness. But she saw me as a project, something that needed to be fixed. Yes. And I thought, okay, since I'm still trying to figure out myself, I thought, okay, maybe there's something I can learn from her. But I think I have to be I'm certain that I have to be very thankful for my foundation. Because even in the midst of that turmoil, when she was doing things that were wrong, I could pinpoint that this isn't how a friendship is supposed to feel like. So from that point, I started studying more. I started asking questions. My supervisor, she would tell me, I would just call her up and say, Anini, I have this and this, what do you think? Like, she was my sounding board. Oh, wow. We were going back and forth. That's when I started like reading, trying to get more knowledge. Then I stumbled upon Joe Osteen. At that point where I was really down and like I said, I had no peace, I had no joy. I was depressed and really, really angry at the world and everyone around me. And then I was searching on YouTube and I said, I just needed a message on hope. And a video of him popped up. And that was how we found ourselves. When I just tell everybody when I tell everybody that, they'll ask me what church you attend, I'll say Lakewood. And they'll be like, Lakewood. I say, yes, it's in Houston, Texas. And I know one day I'll go to that church in person. Like, those messages, they saved me. Wow. And at that time I started doing affirmations. I didn't even know what all those things meant, affirmations. I had a poster on my room wall. My sister would come into my room like, if me don't they pray, so I said, you don't know where they come from.
Okay, actually, if you're actually watching us, since she has the video, we'll be posting the link to the description below. So
I had affirmations on my wall. I used to wake up every morning and those are the first things I would say. I don't have them anymore.
So we don't have any. Okay, you moved.
Yes,
Okay.
I used to say those words, I started being more conscious of the things I feed myself. Wow. And I started reading more. So I started with him. Okay. He has a lot of books on how to improve your mental health, how you see yourself. And you know why I love the whole thing? It's more about love, forgiveness, patience.
Yeah.
His preaching are so subtle. Like those are the things, because the world is so hard that some days you just feel uninspired. His words will inspire you to at least just take a bath, and that's enough. You don't have to have this majestic goal to achieve. No, just waking up in the morning is enough. And that was it. I needed those steps to move from point A to point B. I remember there was a day we were having a conversation with my sister, and I told her that I want to sow seed for peace, for joy, for love. That was how ignorant I was.
Wow.
Yes.
How long have you been in Port Harcourt?
I've lived in Port Harcourt off and on my entire life. The only time I wasn't here was for secondary school.
Okay.
So from primary four I got really sick. My parents were in Bayelsa. When they created Bayelsa, my dad and my mom got jobs in Bayelsa State.
Okay.
But me and my siblings were still in Port Harcourt,
Okay.
going to school here.
And I'm sure you've actually traveled around Nigeria.
So I've been to some states,
Okay.
but I'm not much of a voyager.
Okay.
I'm more of a many of comfort zone. But yeah,
Would you like to relocate?
if I'm relocating, I want to relocate outside of the country.
Okay, outside Nigeria.
Yes, but
Okay.
other than that, if I'm forced to relocate, the only thing that can take me away from Port Harcourt has to be a good job, and has to be in maybe places like Abuja or the other states, places that are calm.
I thought you want to even mention Lagos.
No, I'm not from Lagos at all. Even going for seminars, when I get there, I'm like, I can't wait to come home. Lagos
Are you
is not
serious?
my state at
So
all.
those periods you used to go for a training, APCON and
Yeah.
all those things.
I remember the very first time we went for our very first seminar in Lagos, Accra seminar. Now we've changed the name to Accra now.
Yeah.
And it was the most stressful day. As in, it was supposed to be like a break
Yeah.
from work, but it was worse than being at work.
Are you serious?
I hated every minute of it because it was just stressful. There was so much traffic.
So the hype were actually giving
There are
Lagos.
some persons that would love Lagos State. Me, I'm more of a calm kind of girl. My idea of fun is lying down on a chair on my couch,
Okay.
watching TV and eating popcorn.
Okay.
That is my idea of fun. For some persons, it's the nightlife.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not about that life.
Okay.
So different strokes for different folks.
So apart from being in your comfort zone and just staying indoors, what do you like about Port Harcourt?
Let's see. I never thought about it. I think what I love most about Port Harcourt is the familiarity. My entire family, about 90% of my family members are here.
Okay.
So I think that's what I love about it. The fact that I can live where I am and go and stay in another part of Port Harcourt, and I know that my sibling is there.
Okay.
There's comfort in knowing that family is around you. I think that is the best thing about Port Harcourt.
Oh wow.
Yes, the fact that I have family here.
That's for you.
That's for me.
So in general.
It's not as strenuous and demanding as Lagos.
Okay.
And in Port Harcourt, I think we can, how do I put it? Another thing I love about Port Harcourt is that they have the things that I love to eat.
Okay.
If I want to eat seafood, I know
Yeah.
I can just go to
Yeah.
Afico market and I'll get
Yeah.
prawns, I'll get crab, I'll get fresh fish.
Yeah.
But the problem with Lagos, you won't see that. I remember going to Lagos and the friend was like, after bring me bole and fish. Because over there they do plantain and granite. I'm like, what? And so the few persons that would do sauce, and they won't do it like. She was telling me about her aunt that knows how to do the sauce, and she said she misses it in
Wow.
Lagos State. And she's talking about seafood okra. I'm like, yes, seafood
A lot of people
okra.
actually move this food from here to UK,
Yes,
Canada.
they move it to every
because
part
they
of
can't
the
manage,
country.
and it's
Yeah.
actually expensive there.
Very expensive.
Wow.
So I think the food, the familiarity of family,
Okay.
and then it being my comfort zone. Those are the three major things. Other than that, it's
But
just normal.
Lagos, we have three main languages in Nigeria. We have Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. And there's something about River State where you have 23 local governments, and it's now like an atom of hate, or okay, let me not use the word hate, an atom of this. Oh, you're on your own. But if you go to Lagos,
Diversity.
you understand. So if you go to Lagos,
It's
you're
just
saying
one
one
language.
language. So they're actually united. Do you think
Yeah.
River State we're actually united?
We are not united at all. We are not. We have sections and sections.
Yeah.
We have the Korea agenda. We have the Calabria agenda.
Okay.
We have the Ogoni agenda. That's the thing about diversity. It comes with a lot of differences.
Okay.
And the thing about one language, like you said, it unites everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have one language. It's like that confusion that happened when they were building that tower of Babel. That's what Port Harcourt. Yes. When you have so many different languages, there will be so many different.
Confusion.
Yes.
That's
That
true.
one you have to just accept it. And
But
move on.
if an Ikwere guy goes to Lagos and let me say a Calabari guy goes to Lagos and they meet, they call themselves brothers. It's just like an Hausa man will go to Canada. You understand? An Igbo man will go to Canada and they call themselves brothers.
Yeah.
So why can't we just bring that love down to this point?
Yeah, this is not a conundrum. We don't know. That's the thing. I think if we can answer that question, the world will be a better place. It boils down to being kind to your neighbor. Remove all these attachments, or we speak different languages, or from the. We are all one Nigeria.
Yeah.
So let us learn to love one another like that and remove all these sentimentalities. If we can do that, the world will actually be a place where you want to grow old, where you want to remain, you know, because we love one another, we want the best for one another. But that's not the case. The Bible even said it, the heart of man is desperately wicked. So many things influence that wickedness in us. Our neighborhood environments, our upbringing, our biases towards one another, all those things breed the wickedness in all of us. So at the end of the day, I think it boils down to our individual behavior towards one another. How do I want this world to look like in the next 10 years? How can I contribute to that vision? Just do your part and then leave the rest to God.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate
it. Was a
this.
pleasure.
I really do appreciate for having us the first.
Yeah, and I thought I would be very sharp. I know I ramble a lot, so I hope it was okay.
I've known you for like 7 years.
Yes.
And we've been friends. There's something I like about you. Your no is your no.
Yeah, I try
and
to.
your yes is your yes, and it's sometimes I was like, has sort of changed. But I actually look at it as a lesson I want to learn, because I learn a lot from people from distance.
Okay.
You understand? I just, okay, this person comes to my mind. How is she living her life? How is he living her life? Because there's a king in everybody and there's a slave in everybody.
Yeah.
You understand? So you should not actually look at the slave part of the person. Okay, let me use this word, the wicked part of the person. You understand? Even in my have my own flaws and stuff like that. So there's a king in everybody. So you just have to look at the royal part of each person and just love the person. And I love you for that.
Aww,
just keep it up and God bless you.
Amen. Thanks for having me on your show.
Thank you very much.
And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And I want to be on the show again.
You definitely.
I still have a lot of things I want to talk about.
Definitely, you will.
So smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, Igoni Akeben, and be sure to enjoy more tantalizing and innovative educational content on this channel.